Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
His beard is killing him.
I'm letting the beard. Here's the thing. I have to travel in a couple of weeks, but masks don't work with beards. They straight up do not work. They're not, for any kind of like COVID anything. They don't work. You want to get an N95? Like doctors don't wear them with beards. So I'm going to have to shave it if I want it to be any amount effective. And I would say at this point, I do want my mask to be effective again.
Mm-hmm. Especially with there's a Lambda variant.
Yeah, we're going Delta. Yeah. We're going Lambda. We're pledging this fall.
Yeah, Lambda. There might be a Gamma.
There's a Gamma. There is a Gamma for sure.
Yeah. I was hoping we would get to the G.
I'm trying to get to Sig Nu.
Omega.
What's the Lambda now? Because
There's just more variants, dude. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. They're all just bad. Yeah.
They're not like enforcing masks at all at my gym. And
they're not at mine either. Anywhere here in Sacramento, honestly.
And I asked the girl at the front desk just because, I'm not pushing anybody, but I wear mine, and it sucks to wear it while
it really
out,
does.
But I sure still wear it. And and I was like, do you guys enforce it? And the front desk girl, she was like, oh well, it's not mandatory anymore, so it's just.
But 100% is now in California.
And I know, but I just heard that and I was like, okay. All right, you're obviously you're lying to me, or you literally haven't been anywhere, or
you don't care.
She's not. Yeah, she's not watching the news.
Yeah. She's not going into Ralph's 2 blocks over,
right?
And seeing that it's mandatory now
in public spaces. It is public indoor spaces. Blah blah blah. It's mandatory.
Yeah, they're not enforcing it here in Sacramento at all.
Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't seen. They've already ripped up the 6 feet apart signs on the bar.
Wow, they really got rid of those.
Everything, every remnant of it is gone. I'm like,
ours are covered in gum, but they're still there.
The remnents are there.
Gum and spittle. Well, see, here's the thing, and again, we do have to intro the podcast soon.
Oh yeah.
But I think nobody, especially California, actually has the courage to do any more restrictions of any kind. No. I think we are now back to the real America. Which is you're truly on your own, folks. Whatever fucking happens directly to you, and that's nobody else's fault but your own for some reason.
I'm sure Newsom is just worried about this recall. He's like, I got myself into a recall because I've been trying to keep everyone safe. So fuck me, I guess. You're on your own.
That restaurant stuff didn't help. It was just like
you shouldn't have gone to the French Laundry, my guy.
It was one of
the most expensive restaurants in the country.
Yeah,
the world. For fun.
I'm gonna get in more trouble with
this bro could have had. And this is the thing that blows my mind about rich people. You could do anything you
want.
No, I'm just you could. I'm sure you've got a backyard. You could have had a private event.
You could have French
and
laundry,
everybody could have fucked each other, and we wouldn't have known about it.
Yeah.
Right, but instead, that's the thing. It blows my fucking mind about rich people.
Yeah, they have to showcase it.
Not only do they need the thing, but they need the thing. There's absolutely no room for compromise, because they already had their garden parties and we're tired of the garden parties.
All you poor people stay home.
I want a bigger wine list, and they got it. So obviously fuck him, but
no, I like to I get it because I've thought in most of my life, anytime I'm going anywhere, I'm thinking I wish those poor people would stay home. I have the same thing.
Oh, sure.
But I just also am the poor people.
Yeah.
I want to stay home.
Yeah, I've been to the fair before.
I'd love to go to the fair. I just don't want anyone else there. So I get what Newsom was doing. But it's just it was so, because I thought in the beginning, he had a firmness, and it was kind of look, this sucks, but it is what it is. And I was okay, cool. I got it. All right, at least we have a leader. And then it was you fucking piece of shit. Staying inside doing push-ups, Newsom. I've been doing push-ups inside this whole time while you're out partying.
I don't think so. Well, we should introduce the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs and the French Laundry sometimes, with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, another fantastic guest. She has a YouTube channel called The Love Department, which goes alongside with her website, The Love Department. She's a love expert. I actually know her as an actress, too. She's kind of a jack of all trades. She does it all, but she is here with us today, the lovely Sammie Carson. Sammie, how are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me, you guys.
Of course. How's everything?
Good. Yeah.
I just felt like that was such a heated right at the end to then suddenly get back and back to the show. Like,
no, we went pretty high. We went because we're mad. We're mad and we're trapped is what we are.
We're like little caged animals.
Yeah.
We're going to jump into our first segment because this is a spiral and we're just going to keep going.
Podcast.
It's a hopeful podcast, folks. We're hopeful of a lot of things that we'll think of later. But Sammie, our first segment we do on every podcast is actually a segment we call Fuck This Place ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. Okay. And you are originally from Roseville, California. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So what we've done is we've looked up some, it's mainly like Sacramento area Craigslist posts.
Oh, great.
So I'm going to read the title to 3 of them. You're going to pick the one you don't want to click on, and then we'll look at the other 2, just like you're browsing Craigslist. And we'll decide if we'd work there or not. Make sense? Okay.
Yes.
So the title to the first one in contention is Actor to Play the Minister in a Wedding. And that's in Chico, by the way. The title to number 2 is, and Nick, you might have to correct my pronunciation, Krav Maga training? Is that
Krav Maga?
Krav Maga? That can't be the way that is.
It's Krav
it is.
Maga. Long A.
Krav Maga sounds like a man with a monocle who shows up
with lobster claws.
With lobster claws and explains to you
why.
The legend
of Krav Maga.
Yeah, like explains to you why you need to behave at like a roller skating rink or something. Mm-hmm, like it's me, your friend Krav Maga. Anyway, Krav Maga training ? And then last one is need a carpool ride. So which one do you for sure not want to click on? The actor minister situation, the Krav Maga, or need a carpool ride?
Oh man, I like all of these.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna skip the minister.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
It's tough though. We might have to read that later off.
Yeah, if we have to double back, we have to double back. Let's just jump straight into Krav Maga. And so the title to post number 1 is Krav Maga training, and it makes me so mad that I finally figured out how that is pronounced. And the post is extraordinarily short, and it just says, "Hi, I'm looking for a person to personally train me in Krav Maga. Period." That's the post. Compensation. Discuss pay. I don't know why I said discuss instead of discuss, but maybe it's the Krav Maga.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love
100%,
it.
100%. Guy
paying someone to kick his ass. I'm here for that fetish.
Okay. Yeah, we have in fact run into people who are looking for more wrestling situation.
For that. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I was telling Chase earlier too, like this sounds like he's being bullied and he's just tired of it. Like no more. I'm looking for something like just right down to brass tacks. Mm-hmm. I need someone to teach me how to fight.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I need a fast track course. I guess one of my questions is, especially given the information we now have about the Sacramento, what do you call it, openness? Why don't you just go to a Krav Maga gym or go? You know what I mean? It seems like there's a lot of resources for this.
Yeah.
Why is this person seeking? They also don't even know the word for personal trainer. They said personally train me.
Yeah.
So again, that seems to me like maybe this person doesn't know how to access a bunch of tools, so to speak.
Or maybe the person beating them up goes to those gyms and he can't go there. He needs to get good enough to go to the gym.
I'm looking at the map and they actually live in like a pretty rough area on the verge of being a nice area. So I could see why they, want to learn how to protect themselves.
Well, they could be getting bullied by a rich kid too.
They could be.
Well, I thought maybe he's like, I'm going to try to Krav Maga my way into the good neighborhood.
Yeah. The Garden of the Gods is like literally down the street from this little area.
And
which is the area.
Oh, it's the nice part of town?
Yeah. It's a lot of people want to live there simply because it's called the Garden of the Gods.
Sure.
And everything's
Okay.
named after like a Roman god.
Oh.
It's very cool. So it's like you could live on Venus or Mercury. Morpheus.
Oh,
That was a
wow.
cool one in the area.
That is cool.
Wow.
That is cool.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So he's trying to Krav Maga his way onto Morpheus.
For sure.
Yeah.
Morpheus.
Mhm,
Jesus.
mhm.
Yeah, no, I think this person has a desperate need for some
For
Krav
Krav
Maga.
Maga. Yeah.
What is Nick, Sammy? What is Krav Maga
I think
compared to other fighting disciplines?
I want to say it's more the it's like the
Self-defense?
well, it's, I think, is it the breakdancing one, or it's
No,
like,
that's
it's like,
capoeira.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to pronounce
okay.
that one because
Okay,
I went to
okay.
a school where people played hacky sack.
Krav Maga's like kickboxing. I used to work right next to a big Krav Maga gym, and I would walk by when they were all training. And it was a lot of running around the building. But from what I saw, it was a lot of it seemed similar to like jujitsu, where it's like the
okay.
takedowns, but it seemed like a lot of kickboxing in there as well.
Can I back up?
Yeah.
You mentioned there's a lot of running around the building, which I just want to say, like, there has been an epidemic of that since CrossFit. You know what I mean? Like, probably
That's
since
what it felt like.
2014.
It was like oh yeah.
Where
There's
it's just
a
like,
huge
and honestly, it's actually a great idea. I can't believe gyms haven't been doing this, making people run around outside of their gyms because it's great. I think it's great marketing, right? Because it's like, these people are obviously working and they're at least as fit as being able to run around the shopping center of this.
Yeah. And it's got to save you money on treadmills for your gym.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely.
It's like,
And it got my attention. I would watch him every day, like running around the building. I'd be like, should I sign up for Krav Maga? Is this the day?
These people look like they're having a good. And again, like, I genuinely.
Army. Like,
yeah, you're joining. Are you signing up and getting enlisted and heading off to?
I would say they're like the worst military. Let me walk that back. Like they look very militant in their running, but I'm looking at them for more than a minute. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't want you to I don't need your black ops to like save me from a situation.
They're all wearing those weird hats.
But I do genuinely think actually again to literally just take a couple of laps, run around a parking lot or a building, like is actually like more fitness than most people have. So again, Krav, you got it. You got it, buddy.
I would just, if I were going to accept this one, I would just have them run around their house.
Right. Just for starters, I'd give them a call and just say, take a lap.
Yeah. Give me $20, take a lap.
And we will talk in 2 hours.
For me, I'm saying no. I feel like this guy's going to be impossible to train immediately. Like, it's just like, to Chase's point about him not even knowing just that he could just go to a gym. Like he could just probably get a class, There's
a gym literally down the street from this.
It's probably in the neighborhood of the gods or whatever.
Yeah, there's a Planet Fitness.
And maybe that's the way. That's where we should start.
Yeah.
Before
I'm gonna
start trying to snap necks or whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to say no, because obviously I have no Krav Maga training and I'm going to be super busy copywriting the character Krav Maga to market to Krav Maga.
And there's
those lobster claws of death.
With his little monocle. How does he put the monocle on? We don't know.
We don't know.
Don't ask. All right. Just don't ask.
Maybe it's just a part of his shell, because he's a lobster man or a man lobster. Hard to say. We'll leave that there.
It gives him a second sight, though. I don't want to say it's like see-through vision,
he sees
but it's
further.
Something. Yeah, like it gives him that. That's what that monocle that built into his shell does.
Yeah, it does a little twisting.
Oh, does it turn into like a little spyglass?
Oh yeah, maybe
like on a submarine.
Yeah, this is like a full sea fantasy for Krav Maga.
I'm gonna be busy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sammy, what are your thoughts? Yay or nay?
I'm probably gonna say no, because I'm not a very good fighter.
Yeah.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. So best wishes.
Yeah. If he could teach me, for free.
Yeah. Hey, man, do you want to teach me?
Once you learn from your personal trainer, you come teach me.
Yeah. And then we'll find out how good you really are.
Yeah.
I think that's an offer this person can't refuse. Okay. Post number 2. Is likewise extraordinarily short. So maybe we will have time to check out this actor situation. Sweet. It says, need a carpool ride. And then the post has one sentence or one sentence with a bunch of punctuation. And it says, I am in need of a ride from Sacramento, Carmichael area, California to Coos Bay, Oregon, dash ASAP. And of course,
8 days ago.
8 days ago, the compensation says no pay, not a dime. So not even like gas. They couldn't even write the word help with gas or Slim Jim.
We'll call this less of a job and more of a favor for a shitty stranger.
Yeah. Who's going up to Coos? I've never heard of Coos Bay. I don't know where that is. Yeah.
I do. It's along the coast. I lived in Portland for a little bit.
Dude, Chase knows everywhere, man.
That's not true. Not at all.
Chase, he did theater out in Coos Bay. I know you did.
I did not. I would never. I want to say no, it's not. But yeah, it's on the Oregon coast, and there's nobody there. And
this is the same area as Krav Maga guy.
Do you think he's running from Krav Maga guy? Like he's like, I just got word that
I need to get out of town.
Is learning Krav Maga.
I took Krav Maga guy's money and ran. I need to go to Oregon.
And you're not even going to give me a little bit of that coin.
Yeah, he's like, but I've already spent it. I can offer you no pay.
I spent it on gum. Things you bullies want. Gum and lunch.
Yeah.
And milk. Just regular, not even chocolate. Because you spent too much money on the gum. I mean, like I'm not headed that way,
This is a hard pass. There's no redeeming. I wouldn't even, if I was driving to Oregon, I wouldn't want to take them.
Sure. Yeah, no. We don't even have a story here.
No, he's not even conversational. Is he going to just sit and plot your murder in the backseat?
Yeah. Very likely. And also, again, I know that you got a real barrier here just getting out of Sacramento in general, but my understanding is in particular the coast of Oregon, the coast of even Northern California, heavy hitchhiker culture. You can get a ride, but to getting out of Sac, I don't know.
Yeah, you need some kind of. For me, it's a hard pass. I've picked up a hitchhiker in my life, but I would not pick up this person.
Yeah, because the thing about a hitchhiker is you get a visual print.
Yeah,
of just like, all right, here's their deal. I'm pretty sure we've got most of your deal within a couple seconds. We got no deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing with hitchhikers is they don't get to tell you where to go. They just need to go, I'm going this way. And you go, great. I'll take you as far as I can go. And then you're on your own again.
We are also both going north on the 5 for a period of time.
Yeah. This guy is just like, no, you will give me a free Uber ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and what's the likelihood that someone is living in Sacramento and is on the way to Coos Bay, Oregon? Like if you're going to, let's say, Ashland or Portland, like again, something along the actual 5, that could be probably more likely. Reading, right? But like to get to the Oregon coast is not an easy feat, really.
It's a very long drive.
So
from Sacramento, even.
Yeah, and again, not even a Slim Jim. This person is offering.
I'm not going to buy you lunch.
Nary a Slim Jim. Yeah, nary a Slim Jim.
Or just like I'm going to pump you up this whole ride. Just it's just like.
And what happens? What happens if you can't go to Coos Bay? Let's say you can. Like I take you halfway, right? And then he gets out. He takes out another Craigslist ad. What? Like, how does this? Why is he not just on the side of the road hitchhiking? If this is what he's doing. Oh, are we looking it up, Chase?
I'm looking it up. I just have to know.
Yeah.
I love maps. It's a 7.5 hour drive.
7.5 hours this guy wants you to drive.
Yeah. It's a long drive. It's a long drive.
To prove his point about human kindness or whatever dumb thing he's trying to do.
So yeah, I'm saying fuck this place.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's a hard pass.
All right, dude, I think we can check out this actor situation.
Okay. I'm actually very interested in it.
Okay, great. This is it. We're saying yes to life right now.
Yeah,
we're doing all 3. The title of this one is number 3 is actor to play the minister in a wedding in Chico.
Such a strange title.
Very strange title. And the post begins. It says, no pictures. It says, I'm looking for an actor to be the minister at a real wedding. So not an actor. Looking for a male 40s to 60s, white or black, nothing in between.
Yeah.
This will be in Chico in May 2022. So we got time, folks.
Mark your calendars. We got a year.
You got time to get white or get black.
3 hours round trip and an hour playing your part. How do you know that it's 3 hours round trip, by the way? And then it says generous compensation, the only alluring thing about this post so far. But then in the compensation box, it says negotiable. So not sure how generous negotiating is. And that's
Did
the
they
post.
give us their real address too?
There is an address here that does say it's on like Summit Ridge Terrace. It could be. It could also just be the area. Yeah, I mean,
okay, good.
It could be the area where this
don't
dot.
put your real address on Craigslist.
Yeah, you don't even want a real minister. Don't give me your real address.
Yeah. So, lot to break down here. A lot of mystery, but I think the central question is, what am I to you?
Yeah.
Like, you have a real wedding that you want an actor specifically to
Do you have to be ordained?
I would imagine that you would if it's a real wedding.
So then are you real? What's the line? What are you, a real minister or?
Good question. Here's another thought. What if they want multiple actors to play multiple ministers? Right? So they have a real minister, okay?
That's why you have to be white or black to fit in.
Possibly. I'm just saying what I'm imagining is, you know how like in The Matrix 2, when he starts fighting all those Mr. Smiths, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they all just start like pouring out, like maybe they're going to get a bunch of ministers. They're like, they're just booking ministers. They're just getting like 40 fucking people. They have one real minister to conduct the ceremony. And then as the ceremony goes on, they're just like piling people on. I don't know why someone's fighting them, but that's the end
maybe
of
that's the groom's fantasy. Maybe like, he's like, hell yeah.
Matrix
style wedding. I'm in my leather trench coat getting married to Trinity.
With those like really rounded Oakleys.
Oh man. Yeah, no, we've had recently we've had posts where we had a guy wanted a clown and a magician to show up to his brother's birthday party.
Great post.
Fantastic. But didn't want them to do anything actually productive, right? It was like, and so I'm
dressed up.
Just be dressed up
Just
and
be
weird
there.
and in the periphery. And I hate pranks. I'm not a big fan of pranks. And so this immediately rubs me the wrong way. I understand that it sounds like if it's going to be a prank at a wedding, that the right people are in charge of it. It sounds like it is the people having the wedding, but I just don't like the idea of any kind of a funny game being played on the guests being there. So I want nothing to do with this.
Well, it seems like they may be playing a funny game on you so far. I mean, again, actor for a real wedding. Also, the 3 hours round trip, I assume, is a supposition that you are in Sacramento.
I guess, yeah, because
an hour and a half to Chico.
Yeah, it is about an hour and a half to Chico. That makes sense.
Is it really? I always thought it was further than that.
Yeah, it's around.
Feels further.
To me, it's 2 hours.
That's what I would think. I used to play a couple spots in Chico, and I remember it being a lot further.
So this person's also a fucking liar.
They only want to pay you the 3 hours, and the other hour is on you.
Yeah. It's a classic like low balling of like, it's probably just 3 hours round trip. Like I just Google mapped it at 2 a.m.
Chico.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm obviously extremely suspicious of these people. I'm not a male, 40s to 60s. Again, the specificity.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you're Asian? Anyway.
Yeah. You're just completely
It's very exclusionary. I'm not even applicable. They're not even going to give me a shot.
Yeah. Not even gonna let you in the room.
But what if I just tell them I am? I mean, it seems like they're kind of like taking somebody's word.
It seems like they don't really know what they want anyway.
Yeah, there's nothing here about send a picture so we know if you're white or black.
Yeah, here's the audition or whatever. They're probably just like, hey, just show up. And I would show up and I'd be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Where's my costume?
Yeah, you have one phone call. You're just like, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me, Sam, and I'm ready for the wedding. See you in May of 2022.
Okay.
See you in 7 months. Beer and wings. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Do you get any of the cake? Like, I feel like that's part of the compensation being negotiable. I would be like, I would like cake, my own fish meal.
Yeah. I want a fish dinner.
Yeah, I would like the fish if and I'd like to bring a +1.
Oh, definitely.
Just up top, just tell me anything about this wedding.
Yeah.
Tell me anything.
Is this real?
That's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
for
part
freaks.
of it.
Is there going to be one of those weird tall bikes at this wedding?
Oh man.
okay, we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it as is. It's sort of like you just got to let it go,
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna just all across the board. We're gonna say fuck this place. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Sammy, what is the first job you ever had?
So my very first job, I worked at an Old Navy when I was like 16. And it was right outside of like the big Galleria Mall up here. And I only wanted to work there because my boyfriend at the time was working there, who quit right before I started. So
did you also break up as soon as you started, or
pretty much? I think we were breaking up right around that time. But I was like, cool, now I work at a shitty Old Navy.
Yeah.
But there was a while there where Old Navy's really there was I don't know how long the arc was, maybe 4 or 5 years, where Old Navy actually rode quite the tide, and then everybody realized their shit was not very good or
everybody only like the $1 flip-flop sale.
Oh,
and
yeah, baby.
the flag shirts for
the 4th. Also, the fact that they had that truck in the store, that was fun.
And the dog thing.
Yeah, I feel like I bought my dad like a heavy winter coat from Old Navy, and it was pretty good. I do.
Yeah, they had a lot
like
of fleeces. Yeah. Back before, I think a lot of people were wearing fleeces. They were like one of the first. I made this up, but it feels right. Doesn't
I agree.
I think so.
Okay.
No, I think you're right. I am, but I agree that it was the I feel like their advertising was everywhere. Like every second commercial was an Old Navy commercial, and then there was like celebrities in them. Like they were a big deal, and then someone shot them in the head or something because they were just gone.
Yeah,
they were just over. Old Navy was gone.
Yeah. I mean, the best part of it was that I also had a discount for Gap and Banana Republic.
Right, because they're all part of the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Is essentially Gap was just like, we got this, dude. Let's shut some Old Navies down. It's the same shit,
This was a weird idea. Sorry, I don't know why we called you that.
Yeah, it ended up being very much similar after a while. I mean, Gap was supposed to be like the professional higher end, but then Old Navy's prices started to hit the same thing, and it was like, well, where are you gonna go wear this if you could just go to a Gap or Gap Kids or Banana Republic?
It makes sense that the same people owned all three of those, because all three of those names are dumb.
Yeah.
Those are all dumb names for stores.
Yeah.
Banana Republic, what does that mean?
Yeah, what is that?
I do know what it means.
Cartoon in the 70s?
No, it's like Banana Republic I have to Google it now.
Chase pulled up a map.
No, it's a small nation, especially in Central America, dependent on one crop or the influx of foreign capital, aka like a propped up like semi-state, which is an extremely strange name for a clothing store that like almost certainly makes clothes in countries that are like that.
Do you think it's like a wink at them, like a nod?
Of just like, hey,
We're
and it's also the nicest
over.
version of those places. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying, it's the nicest version of Gap. Like you get fucking jeans at Banana Republic, they're like twice the price of like a Gap jean.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I will say Gap's jeans were very, very nice. I had a pair of like boyfriend jeans that I wore until
the boyfriend cut.
Oh,
they ruled.
So
they
good.
ruled planet Earth. They were like T-Rexes. They ruled for quite some time.
Yeah. And they came back recently. I don't know if they're
boyfriend cut of jeans is just like a more dude-ish cut, but still not quite dude. Full on.
No,
dude
they're
pants.
still very feminine. My boyfriend cut jeans just were like kind of like a boot cut, but then they have a little bit more give in like the crotch area, so it looks like you wore your boyfriend's pants.
Okay,
but you're straight up not wearing your boyfriend's pants.
No, you're still wearing female pants because they still make you look great.
Okay.
I tried to buy like boyfriend pants a couple years ago, like boyfriend jeans from Target, and they were so awful and boxy. And I was like, these are nothing like Gap. You'll never.
They were actually just called man jeans.
Yeah. I just literally bought men's jeans.
You got a pair of Wranglers.
Same thing.
45-year-old man jeans. What is this?
These are pleated. These are pleated Dockers.
Yeah. That's gonna come into style for girls at some point. I'm sure.
Agree. I do in fact agree with that. So you start. How long did you end up being there after? I mean, because like the boyfriend bounced. Were you like, okay, I'm gonna stay here because I need to, or what?
Yeah, I think I only worked there through the like Christmas holiday. And then I remember, I think I stayed there through like up until spring because I had a kind of like job doing. I was in a it was like a Broadway review, and I got cast in it.
Yeah, and you got a gig.
Yeah, they like do a bunch of like they pick a theme and then they do a bunch of songs and dances and whatever. So it was like for this new company, and I was like, I'm an actor now, so I'm not gonna have time to do this Old Navy gig. So I told them I was gonna take a break, and then what ended up happening is I made some new friends in like at a different theater, and I wanted to hang out with them, so I dropped the show and I stopped showing up to work altogether.
Okay, so you just dropped everything.
Hang out. Yeah,
I was like, I'm popular now. Forget being an actor. Forget.
I just want to hang.
Yeah.
I just want a good hang.
Yeah, and I think we only had like one solo in that show, but I was gonna be like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and I didn't know that until after, and I was like, man, I'm so mad. Like to this day, I'm mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, to hang out with Steve or whoever, you know.
Yeah, Sebastian.
So wait. Ariel's the show let me track this.
Yeah.
Old Navy, you got cast in this like sort of intermittent
You're folding
occurring.
shirts.
Yeah,
thing.
I was the girl who folded shirts, and I was like kind of tap dancing around, and everybody would be like, "Who is this girl?"
Oh, because you're learning your steps or whatever.
Yeah, I just was like,
I got dreams. I got big city dreams.
Part of you're like singing it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And while I'm folding shirts, people would completely just rip through them right in front of me. I mean, it was wild. Just like. You're like, oh, I don't exist, I guess.
Yeah.
Have no, just you can see the shirt. You don't have to pull it.
Yeah. It's because it's just like it's out on like that big table.
Yeah.
You know, and
that
then
the table of destruction, the table of doom.
People just feeling like they can just straight belly flop right onto that.
That's what they would do.
You know, and just all those clothes come flying up. They like land on your head. You know.
Yeah, it was the worst. It was just a thankless job. Or you would have to sell like credit cards to people, which was always really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, they love doing that. They love it. They love selling a credit card.
And I just wouldn't do it. I just refused. And they would be like, Sammie, your numbers aren't great. Like, let's do a coaching. I'm like, no.
A coaching. Were you on the floor or were you cashier or everything?
I was originally on the floor, and then they moved me to cashier, which I was so nervous about because I was like, I don't want to deal with the money. I don't want to deal with the people in that way. But it ended up being fine. I did like, I think I had to do the holiday season at the cash register, which was awful because we had long ass lines at that point. This was like Old Navy heyday.
Yeah. Old Navy peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the strongest Navy.
It's the strongest Navy they had.
They were the strongest Navy in the country.
People were shoplifting. Did you see it? Did you know it?
Oh, yeah. And here was the video that they gave us. So we had to like, when we were first getting hired, we had like a little training video or whatever. And they're like, so you can't legally call them out on shoplifting. All you can do is just come up to them and just like stare them in the eyes and be like, can I help you with anything? Just to be like, I know what you're doing, but they could still just literally grab another shirt, put it in their bag, and continue walking out of the store without you being able to do anything. It's just like,
oh my God,
I'm threatening you.
So my question is, why bother doing that thing in the first place?
Yeah. Why set yourself up to get alphaed like that? Just get owned so hard.
Yeah, it was pointless. I was like, I don't care. This is not my money. I don't have a stake in this company. So if somebody wants to steal from this conglomerate,
I'm not gonna die over your like holiday themed scarf.
No. It just says Merry and Bright or whatever.
Cap.
Yeah.
So you obviously did see people then stealing.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it happen a few times, and I was like, I'm just gonna completely avoid this area.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's
really
is there
an area where they shoplift specifically, like a bad neighborhood within Old Navy.
Oh yeah. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go.
The southwest corner. It's always
troublesome. Bunch of toughs always hanging out there. They're all
someone just opening and closing a switchblade.
Yeah, they got the big like the sea captain, like what's those like big heavy coats? Yeah. They're just like all there.
Yeah, it's middle of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they would do it in the fitting rooms too. I don't know if that was the time period where they had like cameras in fitting rooms until somebody said like, hey,
you can't do that. Yeah.
So somebody said, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think somebody like sued Nordstrom. So everyone was like, oh shit, we should probably remove these cameras.
Yeah.
Seems
come
bad.
up with a different system to not peep on, because there was like a security guard peeping on girls as they were changing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He's the guy who said we got to get cameras in here. It's for me, Dave. You know.
Yeah. Dave started walking a lot of overtime. A lot of overtime for Dave when that came in.
Listen, guys, I got to pull a double. All right, so I'll be in the back.
Everybody leave the room. I can do this on my own.
Look, I just believe in Nordstrom's. Okay, I just believe in the company.
We got to secure the assets.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, did they have the ink things at this point on the clothes?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know if Old Navy
you
was
just have one of those. I think you could just have one outside of Old Navy. You just take it to your ink remover thing, right? And then you're
yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I think I've had something. So I like bought something from Kohl's one time, and I learned from a girl who was in like a wardrobe department with me. She used to go steal things from different places, and she would sit in the wardrobe office and just take pliers and just crack all of the security tags. So I learned it from her. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to have to go back to Kohl's. I know I already bought this, but like that's a pain in the ass. So I just was like, well, how did she do this? It doesn't have ink. So I just broke the shit out of that security tag. I wasn't as like refined as her, but
if you had practice, you would have got there.
Yeah. I think if I hung around her a little longer and I just said, hey, can you show me? Like, can we do this together? I could have become a pro.
Yeah. I think it's really important. It's actually it's really hard to really kind of know this fundamentally, like in your body, how little of a shit everybody gives at any places you are.
Yeah.
You know, like these employees don't care, you know, ever.
No.
And it really I think the scale of this not give a shit is much bigger than we think. Like I had a job where I had to drive around in the license plate was a federal tag. It wasn't even like a state tag. It was like the fucking feds, which is we were driving around at one point in Southern Oregon, which is not a place really any rural area. You don't want to have federal tags because everybody's like, fuck this motherfucker. But like we would come up on people and they would think that we were going to get them in trouble. We're like, oh no, we're like a volunteer crew that just has this car. Like I just have an orange vest, dude. Like, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do some heroin. I'm fine. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think this goes deep. This is big. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Unless it's like a very small business that the owner is working in the shop. That's the only person who's going to care. Like if it's their livelihood on the line, they care. Everybody else, like if Target employees, they don't give a shit if you're walking out with a bunch of stuff. All of Walmart, absolutely not. They have security guards, but they don't give a shit. They're just like,
although I did get stopped by a security guard the other day out of leaving a Target. Yeah. I got the beep, beep, beeps. Normally what happens with that,
they go, just go.
They just say go.
Yeah.
The guy stopped and was like, oh, hey, did you get like clothes with a red tag? I'm like, motherfucker, how the fuck would I know? Number one, there's one shirt in here and a dish rack. Like I bought everything. Anyway, it was like an electric toothbrush that said, he was just like, oh, that's probably it. And then the same result, like you can go, you know?
Yeah. Oh, just go.
It's like, okay, all right.
That's what we would do at Old Navy when somebody would set off a sensor. We're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then they would go, are you sure? And they would run it, and they're like,
are you sure? Because I stole a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
come over here. I'll
go.
just take the tags off. Don't worry.
I don't care.
They don't even check
It's
your
fine.
receipts. Nothing. They're just like, here, let me just get these off for you, so you don't have to do it later.
Yeah. It's just it's quite the thing for a business to get to the point where like, we don't even care if you steal. We just make so much money that it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Must be a life lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Well, I mean, Old Navy's pretty much gone now, so there's probably something for like being a little smarter with your money. But
yeah, they don't exist pretty much. So
I think the one I worked at is no longer there. I think it's
they just took all those half trucks and they drove them off cliffs.
Yeah. Now every Old Navy's just waiting for those 3 months when it gets to be a Spirit Halloween or whatever.
Yeah.
Every year. That's it.
Yeah. It's the heyday.
Yeah. Okay, Sammy.
These hallowed halls. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
If these walls could talk, what they would tell me about fleece. Okay, Sammy, that was your first job ever. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
I think I've had a lot of really bad jobs. But I feel like it's important to note the like 8 years I spent on and off at a GameStop. I worked at 3 different ones. There was a lot of really good about that job, but a lot of like shit about that job too. But it was, it's weird being a woman in those spaces.
Yeah, I was gonna say not exactly like go ahead.
Yeah. Like I remember I first got hired at my first one when I was like 18. And it was like right by my house. And I was so excited because I had been trying to work for them for a while, which usually when you put in applications at GameStop, if you're a girl, usually they have a spot open for at least like 1 or 2. And if you're like a hot girl, they're like, oh yeah, instant. I think because I was under 18, I think a lot of the guys initially were like, oh, we can't hire her.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's
we know
too
the
much trouble.
fucking deodorantless monsters that come in here.
Yeah. And so I ended up at one when I was 18 that was just opening, and I had a lot of fun there, but there was like a lot of weird moments with like the guys that would come in, then my bosses were not really equipped for at all for the reactions of just nerdy guys. Like I had one of my bosses at one point, he like came up to me and he's like, Sammy, I want to introduce you to this like guy. I thought he was gonna start working for us, so I like shook his hand, said, hey, how are you? And then the guy left or whatever. And then my boss pulled me aside. He's like, you just made his whole life just by like talking to him. And I went, whoa.
Tight.
Wait, so he was just some guy. He was just some guy?
He was just some guy that wanted to buy stuff.
Do you know anything of like the prequel to what was going on before you met him? Like what he had said to your boss beforehand?
No. It was like a weird, like, did you just like whore me out for a handshake?
A handshake?
Not even a hand job. It was a handshake.
Yeah. It was just like, he was just like, look, he wasn't sure if he was going to buy that copy of Halo 2. So I had to do whatever I could to close the deal. Guns. Yeah. The same.
Yeah. I had a dad hit on me in a really like asked me out. He was like in his 40s and I was helping him and his son like look at Wii's. And his son was the same age as me. And then I was just really helpful. I helped him buy what they needed.
You just answered your questions like you were supposed to do at the store that you worked for.
Yeah, so you were just doing your job. Yeah.
Like an employee. Not flirting in the least bit.
Yeah. Just like, should I get 4 controllers or just start with 2? Well, you might want to get 4 because you can't play.
How many kids do you have?
Yeah.
I don't know your life.
Wow, this person must be flirting with me.
Oh, she smiles a lot. She must be into me. So he came back the next day and he brought flowers and a card. This is a man in his 40s when I was 18 and wrote this whole thing with his number and was like, hey, you were so sweet. Like, I'm wondering if like you would go out with me to dinner. And these were like artificially colored roses. So they were white roses that had been dyed blue, which was weird.
That's a tough look. Yeah.
And then I didn't know he had showed. I was my day off, and so he showed up to like all these guys, and they went, "What?" And so all my coworkers called me, and they go, "Sammy, you have a package here. You need to come to the store." And I was like, "What?"
Thank fucking God you weren't there. Really?
I know.
Dude,
And
but
they
also,
were like,
what is this like cavalier attitude your boss and employee and coworkers have with you, where they're just like, "Oh yeah, Sammy, come talk to this guy right now. Oh hey, Sammy, come to work right now on your day off and pick up a box." Like it's just like
they didn't tell me what it was. They didn't tell me. They're like, "Yeah, somebody just dropped off a package for you," and I'm like, "I never have anything sent to the store, so I had no idea, no like." Clue what I was coming into. And so when I walked in the door, they all started laughing and they were like, "It's in the back room." And I'm like, "What could this be?" Walk in.
Thanks, guys.
There's this huge bouquet of like blue roses. And I'm just like mortified. And I read the card and I go, "You guys, that was that dad from yesterday." And they go, "Oh, the guy that bought the Wii or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, he bought a shit ton of stuff and it probably was to show off." And I think he had like a nicer car or whatever. Like,
yeah, sure.
He's probably like recently divorced and was like, I'm
yeah,
gonna get
trying to flex it in a fucking GameStop.
this 18-year-old tail at GameStop. And so they were all
I'm trying
like
to get my son to love me again.
Yeah.
Why won't you?
Yeah, it was so embarrassing. And and so then one of the other guys that worked there was like, "I'm gonna call him," and like called him and was like, "Don't ever come here again," blah blah. Like I was like, "Thank you."
I mean,
I get that, but like, why wait till the 8th inning for that? You know,
why wasn't that the first thing? Like, no, we can't accept these roses.
You call Sammy, like, "Hey, Sammy, did your dad come to do you know if your dad's in town? Is he, because his old guy just dropped off. Someone's dad dropped off flowers for you. Is it yours?" No,
we just fucking hope it's yours.
We're throwing these at the dumpster. Yeah.
Just describe them. Do you mind me reading the card? Is this weird for you? Okay, fine. We will handle this. Like, why is it at all like, "Oh, let's get Sammy to come in"? So she's super weird about it.
Like they set up like
he's still in the mall.
Yeah.
It's like an episode of Punk'd or something. It's like, guess what? Sammy's gonna get.
Yeah.
You got roses. Like
wall comes crashing down, a whole TV studio behind him, just laughing at you.
This is great, man.
Yeah.
Hi, it's me, Michael
like,
Keaton. I was the dad.
Just the way that some of the guys would try to hit on me, it was obvious that they've never talked to a girl before. And it was like, and I was so nice about it. I was probably the best person for them to like try these.
Yeah, they could also go to a Ruby Tuesdays and talk to any of the wait staff there. But sure.
No, I get it. And you also, because like I'm a gamer and I understand that like when you get super into games, it becomes like another language. So it's like if you're talking to someone who's super smart about video games, they probably feel like they have some kind of an in to go like, "Oh yeah, because I'm with you, Chase. Yeah, go to Ruby Tuesdays." But also it's like, if you knew the menu at Ruby Tuesdays, you'd probably feel a little more confident talking to the waiters about the menu.
Well, let me tell you, it didn't take that many visits to Ruby Tuesdays to figure out the menu. It's like the mayonnaise burger and the salad nobody wants and the steak.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
Sandra, I'll have the mayonnaise burger.
Yeah, that was basically the delivery on some of them. There was like another guy who came in one time. Most of the time, what they would do is I would be the one on register, and they would come in, they would see me, and they would go, "I need to beeline it for a guy. I cannot talk to you." And I would be like, "I'm open over here."
They'd say that out loud? No, they didn't.
No, you would just see the like. Yeah. They would look at me, the panic would show up, and they would go and like above face right for the guy.
Yeah, you were like, "I'm open over here. I'm behind two boobs." Sorry.
They're like, "Mm-mm." And then they would just like look down the whole time. Other guys, they would like challenge me. They would be like, "You're not a real gamer."
Okay.
And I'd be like,
well, even worse.
What's up, guys?
Harass me for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're trying to nag me and like take me down a notch, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Well, what games do you like to play?" I'm like, "Well, I play like everything because I work here and I get to take games home for free." And I was like, "But Zelda's my favorite," and they're like, fine. You passed today. That's acceptable, I guess.
I'm gonna go work on some trivia and I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people would come in and be like, "Oh yeah, well, what's the main character's name then?" And like, it's like,
it blows my fucking mind. Again, like I know this is dude-dom wide, you know.
Yeah.
It's not just in gaming, but it just blows my fucking mind that it's like they're like, hey, you're interested in this one niche thing? Well, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna prove how you're not.
Yeah,
real.
like what if you found someone who was interested in a niche thing who they added to the pile of people who are interested in that niche thing. Like I felt so alone my entire life because nobody else cared about this thing that I like. Oh, and you like it too? Get out of here, kid.
Yeah, it's like they think that I need to pay reparations or something. Like they've been through the ringer growing up.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we gotta like make your life hell because your life probably wasn't hell being a nerd and a girl. So here's your dose of pain.
Right, but like the barrier to entry to being into games is however much a console costs and 2 games.
Yeah, and then whatever. But then there's like that basement line of like, but please go out with me.
Yeah,
it's like, but please love me. By the way, that's what's fueling all of this is I'm madly in love with you after 2 seconds.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, but she's like interested in this stuff. So it's like, it was either being challenged or I would get the like starry eyed, like I made one guy really uncomfortable because he was buying, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dead or Alive.
The fighting game?
Yeah. There was a beach volleyball version.
Like a side game.
Yeah, I love that game. I think it's a great volleyball game. And also it's very fun it's like you build relationships between the girls, but it is definitely a very sexualized game where these girls are basically in nothing.
Right.
And you like get money for every like volleyball game you win. So the most expensive bikinis are basically naked.
Nothing. Yeah.
It's just a string. And so there was a new one that had come out for like the PSP. This was that many years ago. And this guy came in to buy it and he was just like trying to be really stealthy. And I was like, I love this game. Who's your favorite character? And he's like, oh God, like I'm buying basically porn and this girl wants to have a conversation with me about it. And I'm already embarrassed. He's like, I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Just like all the shifty.
Smooth move, dude. Yeah.
Okay, and I was like, all right.
So just the $50 for a game you know nothing about, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, most people don't like these. Yeah. I'm sure he liked Tina. She was
Tina.
Yeah, she was the American like pro wrestler type, but she had like the biggest boobs of any of the girls.
Oh, yeah. They're going for that like American Gladiator.
Yeah.
Plus Beverly Hills boobs.
Yeah, she was like Brooke Hogan is not a wrestler, but that was the relation. Her dad is in the game too. His name's like Bass, and he looked like a very, very big Hulk Hogan. And then there was his daughter, who's like
it's a Brooke Hogan. It's a Brooke Hogan.
It's a Brooke Hogan, and from the South. Yeah, not Florida, but
right. Yeah, because Florida does not count.
So okay, so you're. Is it every? I'm sorry, just real quick. You part-time or full-time?
So I started out part-time, and then I got.
This is 8 years.
Yeah, I was there for years. So I had I had lots of bosses over that time. I had one boss try to fire me because it was another woman, and she was trying to ice out all the girls.
She wanted all the Dead or Alive volleyball conversations for herself. Yeah,
she wanted all the dudes. So I found out later she got fired because she had sex with one of my friends who was like one of the part-timers.
It's so much fun. Yeah, that's so much funnier though when you just phrase it as one of your friends.
Oh yeah. No, one of my friends came in and just fucked her over a toilet. So she became kind of a joke between everyone, but she was like trying to get rid of me, so she reduced all of my hours. So I worked at a different one, in the meantime. And then finally I ended up at like my third store, which they made me like a key holder is what they called us.
Yeah.
No, that's not a nerd thing. That's
No, it's a real thing.
okay.
People say that. You can like, you
Okay.
can lock and unlock the store basically.
Yeah, I could be there by myself
Okay,
and count
real
the
quick,
registers.
just to touch on that, boss. You're what, 19 at this point? 20
Yeah,
at this
I think
point,
I
we'll
was still like around 18 and a half, maybe 19.
Oh, okay,
I had
okay,
like
okay.
3 bosses in the span of a year at that
And
one first
how-
store.
How old was that lady who had sex with that guy in the toilet?
She
or-
might have been like 30.
Wow.
Wow. So really desperate and sad.
Yeah, and just
was she into games too, or was she just all about just the dominating of the nerd wiener?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I think she
Mm-hmm.
played some, but I think she was really into like what I didn't like was the male gaze about it. She loved it. She
Sure.
wore the lowest cut shirts, the tightest little skirt.
Oh.
Like, if I would have worn that, somebody would have written me up. Probably her. But
Right.
she was like, I'm the manager of this store, so I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, I don't have to wear the designated uniform or whatever. Did you have a polo or something you had to wear?
So I used to bend the rules. Originally, yeah, everybody had to wear the polos. So I scoured the dress code and I was like, nowhere in here does it say I have to wear a polo. So I was like, I can wear dresses. I can wear like sweaters. Like I was really expanding the vocabulary of it. I would wear cowboy boots as my like shineable shoes.
Oh, shineable shoe, right.
And I had one of the like regional managers come into the store one time when I was doing that. And he was like, I don't know if those fit into the dress code. And I went, oh, no. I read the whole thing. It just says they have to be shineable shoes. And these are real leather. So these count. And he's like, I don't know about that, but I can't fight you on it. And I was
You're like, you're goddamn right you can't.
Thank you. So I was the girl who was always in like cowboy boots when I was working at GameStop. That was like my identity.
Okay.
Oh, it's cowboy boots girl.
Yeah, there she is.
So, okay, what is the so you're a key holder at this third location, and then are you still on the floor to the point where you're constantly regularly dealing with this borderline like harassment?
Some bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went up from like when so GameStop's really cheap. So if you are a part-timer, you literally have like 1 shift a week. So it's a 4-hour shift a week. Sometimes you get 2. So sometimes you get 8 hours in a week. I moved up to like 30 to 40 hours a week at my store when you become a key holder. So it's either you're a key holder or like you're
jack fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was there by myself, I was usually only there in the mornings by myself. And so I didn't really have like a big crowd until like noon. Then I would just get totally slammed. And at that point, I think when there's not other guys around, it's either you have guys that are just like, oh, I'm going to be chill and I'm not going to like push this because, she's actually in charge. She might have some power. She's not going to like, she's going to talk back basically. Right. But if there was another guy there, I think I would have more guys willing to like be weird or like creepy.
They would assume that you were the lowest, lowest member of the crew. And as long as there was 2 or more, there was like, this person's the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah. I had these 2 like teenagers in my last year working there. I like helped them out a little bit and then I was like doing something behind the register and they no joke like to each other went dat ass and my boss was right behind them and he was like, oh, are you finding anything you like? And they got all nervous and like ran out of the store. But he was like, I've never heard anybody in real life use that. That's like a meme thing. At that time, that was the meme was dead ass. And he was like, I cannot believe they just like literally said that to each other about you.
And you're like, I absolutely can believe that they said that.
I was
or did that.
Yeah. So yeah, like I even had another guy. This one was like the one that I was like, I'm gonna give you a pass because it was like it like warmed my heart. He was very awkward. He was like struggling to like know what to do with his hands, and he was like, "Hey, I like your sweater," and I was like, hey, thanks.
Mhm.
And he's like, you're really pretty. And I was like, thank you.
Wait, like he's doing it like a sword? Like he's coming at you like it's a sword? Okay.
hands
He's
are
like
kind of
finger
flinging.
banging it, like throwing these
Like doing the
compliments
finger
out.
guns.
Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
hey. And I went, cool. Let me know if you need help finding anything. He's like, awesome. See you in a sec. Like, he didn't have a follow up. And I went, you know what? I'll let that one pass because you're
You're all
really,
right, buddy.
really trying.
Yeah.
And you weren't being gross. Like, it wasn't like, ooh,
Yeah.
you have boobs.
Hello, I'm
Yeah,
frightened by your looks,
Yeah,
which are
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Don't know what else to do. I think I have to pee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start walking towards you now.
Yeah. You're GameStop 10.
It's like if you run into a bear in the woods, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just like, you're supposed to like sort of make yourself known, you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
I'm here and you're there. And
Yeah.
so I'm just going to go look at the games now.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think like the nice thing of having a female presence there is it like made other women feel comfortable. It made moms
I
feel
was going to
really
ask about that.
comfortable. Yeah, the moms loved me because they were like, man, the guys here like make me feel stupid because I don't know what I'm talking about. And I just want to like get my kid their game and go.
Yeah.
And they're like, you just talk to me like a person and you're helpful and you're nice. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's why I'm here.
Somebody said this
Yeah.
to you specifically?
Yeah, there was a mom
Yeah.
that like was just like, I'm so happy whenever you're in here because it just takes a lot of the stress out of my day. She's like,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the guys here, because that's true. Like a lot of these nerdy guys, this is the only time that they get to feel superior to someone,
Yeah.
and they just milk it. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what game is that? Oh, that doesn't sound real. They absolutely know what you're talking about, but they just make it so difficult. And you're just like, really, dude?
Bro, I'm
Like,
trying to get like
Yeah.
Tetris 4, okay?
yeah. Yeah. Because you called it the Call of Duty, they're like, oh, you called it the?
Fucking
don't have
kill
that.
me, dude. Yeah. Let me look up. I'm spelling it in our database right now. THE call of. I'm getting nothing.
It doesn't exist. I'm sorry. You're dumb.
You might want to go. You might want to
Yeah,
go home
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and commit suicide. Anyway,
Yeah.
you have any interest in another Game Boy Color? It's used, and it was in my
We
pocket.
buy used games. Yeah, we buy iPods. At that
Oh.
point, they were starting that, and it was like, this is bad.
It was bad.
mean,
Why?
Well, because it was just, we already had so many people like rage destroy things in the store when you would say, when they would like go to sell their Xbox and you're like, I can give you $20. And they're like,
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Like it's
Well-
broken. It doesn't even work. Be happy that you're even getting $20 for this piece.
I've never
will-
been a
I
part
will-
of any store's buyback of any kind, you know, and walked away not feeling like I got fucked.
Yeah.
I will say though that I feel like GameStop does kind of shortchange you on a lot of those. Because as a kid, I remember going in and feeling that way with stuff that worked. But I also think that, let's see, how can I phrase this? Because I do understand both sides of it. But it's like,
Yeah.
I think it's weird that if you buy Madden, Madden 99, we'll
Yeah.
say in the year 1999, and then you return it 2 weeks later, it's like a $20 markdown.
Yeah.
Like a huge like you're like, it's worth more than that because you're going to sell it for the basic. You're going to sell it for $4 cheaper once I put it on the shelf. That
Yeah.
being said, so I think that's kind of crappy on GameStop. That being said, I've seen people go in like and try to sell Madden 99 back to them in 2014
Yeah.
Right.
and be like super mad that they're only getting 38 cents.
This is a
or whatever.
collector's
But
item.
it's like a lot of these players are dead, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, it is wild to watch
Yeah,
people.
Jerry Rice ain't playing anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Was
wild.
he a real football player? Is that a real guy?
Jerry Rice?
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
well,
great.
He's maybe the best receiver ever. That was a good call. Why'd you ruin it by asking?
know.
That was
Yeah,
so-
I'll
we were
edit that
with
part
you.
out.
yeah, we were with you on that
Yeah,
one.
we were like,
cut that
yeah.
out. Yeah, cut that part out, dude.
I didn't know if you guys were just being real nice, you know?
No, like, yeah. I think he was around the time of Joe Montana, right?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
he's
he played with Joe
post
Montana.
Oh, I don't know shit
No,
about
he played with Joe Montana. He played after Joe Montana as well. He was a Niner. He was a Raider.
Yeah.
He was a Seahawk. He was all kind of. I mean, he's.
I know
most
he's a
famous for
Niner.
his time in the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, probably the best receiver ever lived.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was wild. People going in there and being upset about how much they were going to get. I will say GameStop doesn't make anything off new games. They make maybe like 10%.
Yeah, that's what we discovered. And we've had people who work at Best Buy, and they're like, they don't make shit off of most of the stuff they sell.
No, their whole business model was, we will sell the used games for you. Like, you're getting a percentage of the cut. You're getting like 50% of it, which is, I think, a little generous in all regards.
Well, if you want to go to the trouble of selling it on eBay yourself, you can get more than margin.
Sure.
Yeah, you could probably get more on some of these games. But yeah, no, we would get that every time. Like, then just wait for it to be used. If you don't know if you're gonna like it, you can bring it back in 7 days. That's what I would tell them every time. I'm like, quit buying new games. I don't know why you're coming in here.
Yeah, I've never outside of like a birthday gift. Like, I mean, even as a kid, I felt like I was hip to that. Like, I was like, when I was a kid, I was really into Tomb Raider games, but I was smart enough to know, like, I'm going to wait for my birthday or Christmas, and I'm going to cash in on a sequel. Yeah. Because I know I loved the first, like Twisted Metal was a game I was super into. And it's like, I'm going to wait for Twisted Metal.
I talk about it still.
Dude,
okay, let's talk for a second about Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why was it so cool, but also it's so weird?
Can we talk about the physics of Axel holding?
Me and Chase had this conversation like a month and a half ago. We had like an in-person meeting.
Well, because
about Twisted Metal.
Yeah, because here's the crazy thing about Twisted Metal is like the first like 3 or 4 were like the more like sort of was it just regular PlayStation, and then they did Twisted Metal Black on PlayStation 2, and they decided what if all this shit was real, and it was like so fucked up.
Death race.
Yeah, to have a man like permanently suspended between wheels, fused to metal of bone, that's torture is what that is. It's a life of pain.
Yeah, all of them are like, I think Twisted Metal Black gives you the backstories of all of them finally.
Yeah.
You get it's like
it all feels like it's written by Rod Serling. They all feel like Twilight Zone.
Oh, absolutely.
Twilight Zone episodes for each character. They're all cursed to like a doomed fate
of just battling to the death in cars.
Yeah. I think
how come there's not more of them? Where are there more? I feel like they made.
I think 989 Studios got in trouble, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
I think so.
I think it went out of business at the very least.
Yeah, a lot of these companies went under. But yeah, they did. I think they did one on PS3, and I think that was like the last one.
Yeah, you're right. I'm on the Wikipedia, and you're correct.
Is it not? It was 989 Studios the only studio that ever did it, Chase? 989? Was there another one before then?
I'm Googling that right now.
Because I feel like 989 made a huge deal of it when it was their game. And then I don't know anything else that studio ever did.
I think it transitioned after 99 to Incognito Entertainment, actually. And then Eat, Sleep, Play, which was the other. I don't know these people.
I know Eat, Sleep, Play. I've heard of that.
Literally 989 was just it looks like there's the first from 95 to 99. So really like the first phase of the things. Anyway, it was a swell time.
Yeah, but I think that those games, first of all, like they were
before video games got really good.
No, because I still think that on paper they still would hold up for a lot of what they offer, because
absolutely.
It's like in the same way they have the same thing that Tony Hawk games have, where it's like you're kind of free to go anywhere you want within this space. And sometimes you could find an extra space and then you could expand the arena, which feels super good. They're ultra violent, but they also feel cartoonishly violent.
Well, because there's no blood. It's just explosions.
I always loved Twisted Metal. Like I was way into the stories. As soon as they started even having a little hint of their stories always got me. Because again, I'm a big Twilight Zone guy too. So I was like, I like all this super weird kind of like.
Always weird. We a mix of like science, like dark magic, and then just like time travel and torture.
Murders. Sweet Tooth like murdered kids or something.
Psychosis.
On fire.
I also think that like Twisted Metal just straight out buying a book by its cover, but they always looked awesome. The covers, Sweet Tooth always looked he was always on the cover and he always kicked ass on the cover.
I think he's gone down as like back in the day he was like one of the top recognizable characters.
Right. He was on the front. Anyway, RIP Twisted Metal. Oh, I did. Although I am on Wikipedia right now, and supposedly they're in the process, which this sounds like a nightmare, but there is
movie?
a TV show, February 2021. It was officially confirmed that the series is moving forward with people, developing the series. And Will Arnett is one of the executive producers, the guy from fucking Arrested Development.
I love him.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God.
But there's no
that's
way
cool.
this show's going to be good.
He's old enough to where he's probably a legitimate fan of the game. If he's,
sure.
He's really
the right
nerdy.
age for that.
He hosts like a Lego building competition right now. Like,
Right.
and he makes all these references all the time that are so like, I laugh the whole show because I'm like, I understand what these references are.
Well, anyway, so just so people know, in case you were ever wondering, like, what the fuck happened to that? Well, there's something happening to that. Yeah. I would honestly think it would just be cool for them to make another video game. I would never buy it because I don't have any video game systems, but it'd be cool if they did.
Yeah.
I still have a PlayStation 4. I play it. I use it for everything still. I want a PS5. They won't give me one. I can't.
They just won't. Every time you walk into a GameStop and shout.
And so, but I would play a Twisted Metal game.
I would.
Oh yeah, I would. Like,
I would play Nick's Twisted Metal game.
Yeah. I'll go over to Nick's and play his PS4.
Yeah.
I played this new Spider-Man game recently.
The Miles Morales one.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
Miles Morales is my favorite Spider-Man, so I was very excited for him.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, good for Miles. Well, backing up to this job.
Oh,
Sammy.
Yeah.
We so like before we wrap up, we always make sure to ask 3 questions to make sure we covered everything. So you're there for 8 years.
Yeah, on and off. I took a 2-year break.
Sure, but nonetheless, you had a long relationship. When were you done? Like, when were you like, I gotta stop this? And then when did you actually step out of the GameStop, vortex?
Yeah. So it had to have
been the GameStop vortex.
Yeah, it was like at least 2013 I was done. And that's when I was going off to college, and I was like, there's always an open door for me here. And
there is.
Yeah. And then my old boss left the company and quit because they were trying to get rid of all their store managers who were there for too long because they were just making shit tons of money.
Right. Because they kept giving them raises and like, let's just clean house.
Yeah.
And shit again.
The store perform well. And then they were like, fuck, our sales are down because of digital games at that point were coming in when I was leaving. And I mean, now we know what's happening with GameStop is they're going under. There was the whole Reddit thing where everybody was buying the stocks, which I kind of wish I got in on it because that would have been fun to make money off of like the company that I so lovingly
labored for.
Yeah.
For very low wages.
Yes. Oh my gosh. They paid
low wages, high harassment.
Yes.
Extremely.
Yes. Especially as a girl. I mean, I think all the girls kind of felt that way.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah. So you were just going off to college by the time, and you're just like, that's it. I mean, probably. So it wasn't like you were like, I'm fucking done, Yeah. No, I the only reason I liked working there was because, and at that point, like I wasn't a key holder anymore. I was just going back to being just a regular, like 8 hours. They would give me extra hours because my boss really liked me. I was like one of his good friends. I liked the people that I worked with for the most part. There were some people where I was like, you're a douche. And I would tell them that. And I would be like, you're lazy. You just play Magic on the clock. And I'm not going to do your job just because I can doesn't mean I want to.
You gotta be pretty nerdy to play Magic on the clock.
They found out the spot where the cameras behind the register didn't hit. So
but he said he cast a spell. That's how he phrased it.
Well,
You're just at the corner of the counter, my guy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is a level 5 spell.
Oh, the purple cloud I've cast over.
Yeah, and I was just being a bitch at that point, and I was like, yeah, no, they play Magic the whole time, and I'm the only one that's working. And my boss would be like, again, like go after him. He'd be like, you can't make Sammy do all the work, and they would be like, Sammy, why are you always tattling on us? And I'm like, because I don't give a shit. Like this,
because you suck.
Yeah.
Because like what? Yeah, like what makes me want to protect you?
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Give me an incentive. Are you going to give me money or something? Like otherwise I'll tell you on you every fucking time. Why would I care? You also don't include me in the game.
Yeah, I never got invited. I would have played, and I would have played Dungeons and Dragons with them too, but I never got invited.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering people they're always strange to me because like I remember
I'll trust D&D before I trust Magic. You know,
agreed.
just like
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't want to cast a blanket over a crowd that I'm sure would come after me on the internet.
Yeah.
But like
if you want to touch the podcast, it's 470-223-5627, by the way. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, I used to do a show at a comic book shop in Santa Monica area, and I fucking loved that show. And I loved the staff there, and everyone there was nice. But they had this side room for Magic tournaments. And so before the show, I'd go in there, and you think I walked into like an old saloon in the old West, the way everyone froze up and like looked over at me. And the thing is, it's like I have no presumptions on whether the game is actually like what it's good or bad or whatever. But a lot of times in those shops, the artwork is just really cool.
Yeah.
And and like sometimes it'll be figurines or whatever for the monsters you find in the games. And I could appreciate that. Like I could be like, oh, this is a cool warrior of whatever, Amithar, yada, yada. And without knowing it, but they're just so like looking like I was a spy.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you doing in here? And so it was, and that's the like, I was like, but the nerds literally in the other room are all cool.
Yeah.
They said I was cool too. They let me come into this room.
Yeah, they're right over there talking about which action figures they're gonna buy. They're in their 30s.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you guys?
They're like, you probably play Pokemon cards.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't understand anything you guys are saying to me.
Yeah. I know. They would talk in their speech or whatever. And I think at that point, I think I was just done. I was like, I've been here for so long. I didn't see there being a pathway at that company. And I was like, this is a dying company. I think that the writing was on the wall. Because originally when I was there, I was like, I want to like work my way up. I want to be on GameStop TV. I want to be your like PR girl. And
that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Be so rad, but it just that wasn't going to happen.
No.
And I was like, I need to go be an adult now.
Okay, so then
the Lost Boys can stay here.
Yeah. So then question number 2 is, what would you say is one good thing you took from this not so good job?
I think that sexual harassment was like a real thing.
So you feel like you really, I mean, like prior to GameStop, you were like, you just say it's a real thing as if like you didn't really clock that before, but it was like,
I didn't really like face that in my regular life. Maybe like when I was driving around, I would get guys that would like honk at me and like try to get my attention, but it was never as overt as like being in that situation where it was like, oh, you're trapped to be here, and these guys will just follow you around the store and like try to trap you in corners to just talk to you and try to get your number. Like those were the aggressive ones. But I just like, I think learning about that being a real thing, and then being now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I would just tell them to fuck off. Like forget my job. It doesn't even matter who's in today's climate, who's going to tell a woman who's like, being harassed by these customers that we don't even want anyways. Like, why would we want to keep them in our store? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Right. So your takeaway was that.
My takeaway is to not be afraid to stand up for myself, especially like against shitty. Right.
Which is like not really supposed to be your job, but like, you know, it is good to like stand firmer in that.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that like I couldn't depend on other people to be like, hey, don't talk to this woman this way. Like,
it sounds like you're very much in a pod people kind of a thing where it's like, you're like, every one of my allies is actually one of them, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it felt
bad.
like.
It's very bad. Okay. Well, question number 3, not related to the GameStop scenario, is, we've had a pandemic. We're still having a pandemic. How you been? It's more of just like a general check-in. Any like worldview changes or shifts that have happened for you during this time?
I love the world being shifted towards introverts, and that's what this feels like. Like we've been in an extroverted world for so long that this has been just like a lovely shift to here's what it's like for introverts to be happy. Like,
Mhm.
oh, we get to cancel on everybody and have a really good excuse and still get invited. Or like, we just do these Zoom calls. Cool.
Yeah.
All of that has been great. Like, you don't have to leave your house if you don't want to. You can have
Mhm.
everything delivered and
Mhm.
it's just built for that. You have your own personal bubble. So I feel like that has been a blessing to me, that I'm like, I hope we like keep some of this, and like it would be kind of cool if like at least once a month we all just stayed home like for a week or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
just
that
to, like,
seems impossible so far, based off of what the observation. It is just not possible for people to stay home. They just can't
No.
do it.
No.
Even if you really want them to, even
No,
if they
even if you
really
tell 'em-
should.
yeah, 2 weeks and everybody's life will be saved. This thing will not exist anymore. Couldn't even do that.
Can't pay the price. Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't even give that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I've been good. I've been just doing my thing at home and just avoiding people, which I love. Yeah, and I I'm starting to feel like this itch to be around people, which I'm like, cool. But yeah, just I'm thankfully nobody I know has had it. So I'm like, I feel very lucky about that. Because I think everyone in my family took it extremely seriously. Which I'm like, thank God. I hate
It's
having
nice not to have to make those negotiations.
Yeah. I hear so many people with their moms like, I don't believe in this. This is not real and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, oh man, I wouldn't even want that emotional labor of having to have those
How do I convince you to get into a lifeboat?
Yeah. The ship is going down. I go down. If it goes down, I go down. I don't believe it.
It's like, oh, they're taking this. It's like, no one's taking it. You weren't into dirt bikes before this. Stop acting like you were into dirt bikes. I was always into dirt bikes. I want to go out and ride my dirt bike. It's just like,
exactly. It just, that would be so maddening. And I would, if that were my parents, I wouldn't talk to them.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just cut and dry.
Yeah. Got it. Sammie, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found? You've got a YouTube channel, etc.
Yeah, so I do have a YouTube channel. It should be under the Love Department. For a while, I was, I'm taking a little break because I'm reworking this, but I review rom-coms and I look at the relationship dynamics to judge whether they are toxic dynamics or healthy dynamics. Spoiler alert, they are usually toxic.
Yeah. Otherwise, why make a movie about it,
Exactly. Nobody likes to watch healthy things. So I talk about that a lot. And then I have an Instagram at the.love.department. I share a lot of self-love and healthy relationship tips. And then if you want to book a coaching with me, you can find me at thelovedepartment.com. I do love coaching for singles and help them break down their previous dating dynamics and build healthier relationships moving forward.
Right. Sounds great. It's like what we do with jobs, but we don't give them any advice.
Perfect.
We just say, this is bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's
really bad.
Yeah, that's just part of the fun is you just go, that's shitty. And then people go, oh. First step is awareness.
Isn't that correct? Well, Sammie, thank you so much for joining us. We'll make sure to put all those links in the show notes. So if you're on YouTube, you can just look down, and then if you're in your favorite podcasting app, most of the time you just swipe up and you can see all those links there. And again, thank you so much for being on. It was a treat.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
And fuck this place.
Yeah, fuck that place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. 5 stars, 4 stars. There's less stars, but why would you be that mean? I mean, you can be. Just text us. That's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. And let it out. Let's dish. Get mean. Okay. Bye for now.
this place.